The Great Fire of London started on Sunday the 2nd of September 1666 in Thomas Farriner's bakery in Pudding Lane, and it started about 1 o'clock in the morning while most of London was asleep, which is one of the reasons that it spread as badly as it did. It was also, unfortunately, on a day when there was this big storm wind blowing in from the east. Perfect conditions for a huge disaster to happen. And over the next 4 days, the fire spread across the city of London. Even St Paul's Cathedral burnt, and it destroyed about 436 acres of London. Despite the scale of the disaster, there's only around 6 recorded deaths from the Great Fire of London. People at the time, they talk about all the buildings that were destroyed and all the belongings that were ruined and how much money people lost, but they don't talk about this enormous loss of life. So we think that actually people had the time to get out to safety. This is a lump of corroded iron hooks and eyes that was found amongst a massive pile of Great Fire debris in the burnt out remains of a house that was found by archaeologists in Pudding Lane in 1979. They've not exactly melted, but they've sort of softened and fused together due to the heat of the fire. Archaeologists quite frequently find in the City of London this layer that they call the Great Fire Horizon, this layer of burnt debris, and it contains objects that people had to leave behind because maybe they didn't have time to take them with them, or the objects were too heavy and bulky to rescue. After the Great Fire, commonly what they did was they pushed all of the debris and kind of broken down bits of building and so on into the cellar, and they would build on top. So you have this kind of sealed layer of disaster debris in these cellars. What's really interesting when we study these objects, they can tell us about the heat of the fire. We found other objects, including the shattered remains of ceramic jars. The ceramic has melted, and in order to get ceramics to do that, you need a temperature of over 1,200 degrees. So in places, the fire of London would have been extremely hot. As well as the archaeological evidence, we have a ton of other evidence about the Great Fire as well. We have artists that painted it. Some artists have done such accurate paintings, we think they may have seen the fire themselves. We've got this amazing painting showing like crowds of people along the banks of the River Thames, and they're sort of trying to put all their bundles of belongings into boats to escape to safety. So it really shows you the human drama of the event.